If you're a professional athlete or you're working towards becoming one, have you ever thought about what you do if it all doesn't work out? Well, it's a tough reality, and so is the transition. But it doesn't have to be. Joining me in the studio this morning is Dior Ginyard, a player manager under the NFL Players Association, and he also made the list, Forbes 30 under 30 list. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Huge honor. So let's talk about this huge role that you play in the lives of professional athletes. You don't just help them think about life off the field, but you help them prepare for it through internships. So tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so I oversee our externship program. It's essentially an off-season program for guys to get professional experience in areas that they may want to get into when their career is over. So I'm working with current players to kind of find out what they're passionate about outside of football.
Now, you were once over the NFL's externship program. You helped dozens of players get internships in more than 15 companies. Yep. This is huge. So what are players saying about these opportunities? How do they feel about this?
It's been great. So last year we had 41 guys across 15 companies. The majority of them were local too, because our office is here in DC. A couple of them have actually earned jobs. So for instance, we have Fanatics as one of our host companies. They actually hired one of our players. He's now been there for 3 years, manages the staff for 20. So those are the type of stories that we're looking for.
You know, it's so important. As my parents growing up, they always told me about the importance of education. And sometimes when you go pro, you don't necessarily finish it, but you help guys go back to school. You help them get their education. I mean, this is a big deal. Yeah. How important is that?
It's all, I tell every guy when I go in the locker room, at some point you're going to need a degree. Most of you guys are going to have second careers. You're not millionaires. So why not have the league pay for it? And these guys get tuition reimbursement. They get their school paid for. So leverage that, take advantage of it.
Now, I graduated from Rutgers. It's a big on sports. I have quite a few friends who went off to the NFL, but many of them didn't last, you know, beyond 2 or 3 years. And they really did have to think about life after. And it was tough for some of them. Some were, you know, feeling pretty bad about it. So what advice do you have for anyone who's going through that transition, or it just looks like they're going to have to start thinking about it soon?
I think my number one, I would say, idea is just to expose yourself to different areas of interest. You really never know what you're going to be interested in, what you're passionate about. I have my undergrad in communications from Bowie State. I'm now working in sports and player development. So until you expose yourself and find out what you're passionate about, that's how you really hone in on what you really want to do.
Forbes 30 under 30. What was your reaction when you found out that you were on that list?
I was surprised. One, just being from a small HBCU and looking at some of the other schools, a lot of the other honorees. I'm just humbled and grateful for, and glad I was made the list.
And last question here, when you think about the impact that you're having on so many guys, how does that make you feel?
So looking at what I've been through, I feel amazing. Because now I can use this platform to encourage another young kid coming up that you can really do it. You know?
All right. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Dior, for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it.
No problem.